Jack Ridenour back with you all. And this week we have the pleasure of having current Penn-Trafford lineman and recent Central Michigan football commit, Joe Enick. Joe, wonderful to have you on the show, my friend. And also, congratulations. How does it feel to make that decision?
Thanks for having me. It feels great. Feels great.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm sure a big relief to get that kind of that weight lifted off your shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, it was a heavy weight to have on my shoulders. It's a stressful process, but a fun process. It's good to be over with though.
Oh, I'm sure. Now, now, was there any sort of reason as to why you decided to make your commitment, a year before you're going to be graduating? Did you just want to get the process over, or had you already had your mind made up on Central Michigan?
I wanted to commit before the season started because I kind of wanted to focus on the team for my senior season, just have a fun senior season with the team and worry about them instead of worrying about what college I'm going to go to. And when I went to Central Michigan, I knew it would be home. So I made the decision and I committed.
Well, that's great, my friend. Well, I kind of want to dive into that decision about Central Michigan. I know you briefly mentioned that it felt like home, but what were some other reasons and really what was kind of the main draw to going to Central Michigan for you?
The people in Central Michigan are awesome. It was like a family atmosphere when I went there. I mean, everybody, just great people, great area in the middle of nowhere. I love it there. It's awesome.
That's awesome. What about the football program that drew you there? I mean, was there something about the program or the coaches or the players there that made you really want and really sold you? The coaches?
Yeah, the coaches are amazing. I mean, there's a lot of the coaches are amazing. I mean, they've coached at the highest level, play at the highest level. I mean, they know what they're doing, and that school's known for putting out really good linemen. And I think that school sets me up in the best position to be able to hopefully make it to the next level. And if not, I get my degree from there and then go out and find a good job.
What do you plan on majoring there?
I'm going to major in exercise science, and then I'm going to minor in criminal justice.
Very cool, my friend. Very cool. That's awesome. Well, I want to get into just how this offseason's been for you. I know that, you had wrestling season after football, and I'm sure, that was probably great. We'll get into that in a second. But how's the offseason been and just how this part of the summer's been for you so far?
It's been great. It's great to be back with the team after the great season we had. Get back to work and work to do it again. I mean, it's not going to be given to us. We got to earn it, and it's great to see everybody's coming together and we're working as a team to get that again.
Now, how much have you noticed kind of the similar hunger for wanting to recapture that state title? Or have you noticed guys, or have you been catching guys in practice maybe taking a rep off or kind of, taking their foot off the gas pedal a little bit?
Oh, no, it's stepped up a little bit. I mean, we've had a lot of new guys come out after that, and they took quickly to the work ethic that we have, because a lot of them are new guys, especially the upcoming freshmen. They've adapted quickly to the work ethic that we have in the weight room and on the football field with FSQ and the way we do things. And it's summer practices aren't really mandatory, but they're mandatory. I mean, we put the work in and go from there.
There's large quotations around mandatory. Trust me. I was an athlete a long time ago, but I know exactly what that lingo is. It's kind of the, hey, nudge, nudge. This isn't, optional. You got to be there. So I definitely get that. But like you said, I think it's great that you guys can get together this part of the summer early on too, right? I mean, we're only in June right now. I know July is right around the corner, but you still have 2 good solid months of summer left, and you're getting to be around the guys, be around the team. And I know, like I said, you're coming out of wrestling season a little bit. How was wrestling season for you?
Wrestling season was obviously it was a little tough because I had no preparation coming in from football. I mean, I had to go right into it. I didn't have any time in the room. I'm not complaining because it was for good reason. But I'd say I had a pretty decent wrestling season. I mean, I love being on the mat, and football and wrestling go hand in hand. I mean, they benefit each other greatly. So I didn't make it out of Whippeals. I mean, what are you going to do? I just like to wrestle.
Hey, you got a state championship ring, my friend.
Right.
That's got a nice little ring to it. You know what I mean? That's really great. Now in terms of wrestling, and I'm glad you mentioned how much wrestling and football complement each other. What from wrestling have you been able to kind of carry over with you into football, and you feel has really helped your ability on the line the last few years?
Definitely the leverage aspect. The leverage just really helps me get a hold of the other linemen and impose my will on them. I mean, wrestling is, if I didn't wrestle, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
So you would say that wrestling's had a big part of the success you've had on the football field?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially like the work ethic that you gain from wrestling. Cause I mean, it's just that wrestling's a whole different breed of work and just, it helps a lot. Just that mindset from wrestling. I mean, once you wrestle, everything else is easy in life.
That's a great saying. You need to get that quote kind of copyrighted or something. That's a tremendous quote. Once you wrestle, everything else in life is easy. And I can definitely, I never wrestle, but I would always watch the guys when I would leave basketball practice. And that's a grueling workout. That's no joke. I mean, you had 106-pound guys carrying around guys that are, wrestling 185, 200 and bigger. It's not for the faint of heart at all. But I want to get back into the football season and obviously about the state title, because coming into that matchup with Ematep Charter, you guys were the underdogs, right? I mean, a lot of naysayers on the sideline had their things that they wanted to say, a lot of noise in the background. How were you guys able to block all of that out and stay focused that week leading up to the title game?
Well, a lot of it comes from our home field atmosphere. I mean, when we're playing at home, it's packed, it's crazy. I mean, our community is, it's honestly crazy. It's like a college football atmosphere that we get at Penn-Trafford. I mean, the community just circles around us, and we got a good bit of practice from that. And then even more, the community showed up to the state title game, which was unreal to walk out and see our whole side of the stands filled. And it playing at home field really helped with that noise factor. And I mean, when you're on the football field, it's kind of crazy. Like all the noise just cancels out. I mean, you're locked in.
Well, I know that was a very physical game as well. I mean, leading up into that week, I mean, were you guys doing anything different in terms of physicality wise to get ready for that? Or had you guys just kind of kept everything the same pretty much?
It's the same every week. I mean, you got to keep like a process. It's like a process. You just repeat it. And after you repeat it so many times, I mean, perfect practice makes perfect. I mean, every week doing the same thing. I mean, you prepare a little different gameplay wise, but physicality wise, just do the same thing every week, week in and week out. I mean, you don't change the whole routine for one team, because then it kind of knocks the whole routine off.
Absolutely. And I think, like you said, you knocking off that routine, it can have drastic effects. I mean, we've seen it in sports where one little tweak, one little change, it can have a profound impact. When you guys ultimately won, though, I'm sure the impact that was felt not only on the team, the program, the community, but what did it just feel for your team individually and as a whole, capturing that title, but also silencing everyone on the sideline and really kind of keeping the naysayers quiet?
It was honestly, it was an amazing feeling. And like Yak always said, I mean, everybody doubted us. I mean, nobody thought, I mean, every time that the dude that predicts the games, he'd be like, he'd have every other team over us. And then we go out and prove them wrong. And still every other week, it's the other team over us, and just keeping, like, defying the odds pretty much. I mean, that was really cool to see. But besides the title, just being with the team every week was like a gift. Like, you wanted to be with the team another week just because of how tight of a bond we had, like a family bond. It was crazy, the bond that we had. It was a family. We weren't a team, we were a family. And that definitely was the deciding factor in the state championship game, because those charter schools, they just recruit people in from everywhere. And half the kids on that team, we've been playing ball since we were able to walk. I mean, we've been working since we've playing ball. I mean, it's a true family, and that won the state title for us.
And I think when teams are able to carry that over onto the field, you have the result that you all got, right? I mean, being able to carry that over because you know where everyone's going to be, right? And especially for you being on the line, you're blocking for a guy like you just mentioned, Yak and Cade Yakimelli. With you being able to know where he's going to go, it probably makes your job a lot easier and his job a lot easier. And the same thing with when you're blocking for Carter Green. And I know that you guys are going to be without them heading into this season. So what's it been like without them in the locker room and just around the team? And do you feel like there's going to be a big kind of gap or a big void on the team with them being gone next year?
Somebody does have big shoes to fill, but I feel like, Coach Ruane's great with filling big shoes, with putting guys in and getting them prepared for the season. So I'm not worried about it one bit. I mean, he does great with that. Our coaching staff is the best coaching staff out there, even better than most college coaching staffs. I mean, they get it done. I mean, I'm not worried one bit about what guys are being put in, because they're going to put in the right guys, and we're going to play ball. But there's definitely, it's been different without them in the locker room, but we're getting back. We're getting back, but it is a big change without Yak and Carter and all them. But we'll be good.
Oh, I'm sure. And I'm glad that you bring up Coach Ruane, because he's had a lot of a big hand in everything that you guys have been able to accomplish in the 12 years he's been with the program. What is it about his coaching style and the entire staff that you feel has been the separating factor for why you guys are just so successful year in and year out?
I couldn't tell you what it is. I mean, it's just, he don't care who you are. If you show the work ethic and you show the knowledge, you're going to play. And he puts in the right people. I mean, our coaching staff is amazing, and the work that they put in week in and week out for us, like film study and all that. It's unreal. I mean, they're not getting paid barely anything, but they're there for the team. I mean, they put in a lot of work for us, and it shows. I mean, it's a great coaching staff.
That's an important thing, right? I mean, being able to, when a coach sets the bar like that and he upholds himself to that standard, you guys, I'm sure it's a lot easier for you guys to kind of follow in suit. And I know that he's made a lot of comments about what you mean to the team and on the line and your ability as a finisher. But I know there's also been a lot of other talk about the infamous mullet. And I have to ask, because I know that's a big news headline in the Penn-Trafford area. What's the story with the mullet? What inspired it? I mean, how long has it been going?
Well, I mean, there's really no story behind it. I just, one day, it was about 2 years ago, I was like, well, I want to get a mullet. So I went to my friend's house, and his mom cut the mullet, and it stayed. I mean, about like 3 months into growing the mullet, I went to Sports Clips, and it got messed up, and my dad was like, oh, just take it off. My dad is not fond of the mullet. I don't know why. He used to have a mullet when he was a kid. I just don't think he wants to relive the 80s, but I mean, it's here to stay until I have to go to the Trooper Academy for something.
Absolutely. Hey, can you show for the people at home? I mean, I want to get that's an incredible mullet. That's an unbelievable. Can we get a little side look too? Well, that's impressive, my friend. You said you've had that going on for what, 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, like 2 years. I get about an inch taken off every time I go to the barber, just because I don't want it going like down the middle of my back.
Right.
I mean, it would get a little unmanageable, but
no, I love it. You got to keep it going, my friend. It's those things that, it kind of becomes a signifier or a signifying factor of your team, of you, and people will now start to recognize you guys, right? And I'm sure what you need to do is you need to tell the PT student section to everyone get a Joe Enick mullet. And on some Friday night, it's Enick night, and everyone's got to wear the Joe Enick mullet. I'm not kidding you. Somebody needs to do that.
That would be hilarious.
That would be great, my friend. That'd be great. Well, it's been great getting you on the show. Before I let you run, I just want to ask one final question. What are you most looking forward to heading into your final year of high school at Penn-Trafford?
Being with the team and battling all year long, and earning and working for everything that we get, and hopefully making it all the way. If we put the work in, and we get that bond that we had last year, we'll be good.
Absolutely, my friend. Well, excited for that. Excited to catch you guys out on the gridiron this year, and have a wonderful rest of your evening, wonderful rest of your summer, and excited to see you guys back out there in August.
Thank you.